Hey everybody and welcome to the Bandite Let's Make a 3D Short in Blender 2.8 Part 21 stream. Today's Wednesday and I am your host Cedric from Bandite. How's everybody doing? Alright. Let me just check some stuff. We're live. Good. Let me check some stuff. Alright. Cool. Nice. Alright. Hi everybody, how's everybody doing? So, last time we were still blocking our short. We're kind of heavily animating it. It starts to look really decent. Yeah, so let's go back to our... Alright, so everything was still correct. And I see now that we still kind of have to move the storyboard around, so everything is correct. So let's just go to our timeline, right? I need a dope sheet for the grease pencil. I'm just going to select everything up here already, and then so this is where the shot changes, and the new shot change is on frame 1621. We're just going to move that up, zoom a little bit in, make sure we're on the correct frame. Yep. So now, yes, our storyboard matches the cut of our actual 3D scene. Nice. Hey KK Mitchell, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream, and already thanks for the like. Yeah. I'll just all right, let's go back to our graph editor. Yes, so let's do the next shot. So this is just pretty much, nothing really has to happen here, except I think once the camera is on the dog, I would like it to be animated a little bit. Oh, there's a lot here. Let's hide our cameras first. It's already a little bit better. And maybe I want to hide some of the dog's bones for a second. Let's hide the tail. Already helps a little bit. Should have grouped them a bit better, I suppose. Alright, so the thing I want to do is in here I want to key the rotation of these two. Kind of move them. Whoops, no. Let's go back to, where was this? Animation. I want to put this on individual origins. So we are rotating both bones. I kind of want to bring these up here, and then copy that pose, paste it. So we kind of have like a twitch. The only thing I want to change, of course, is go back to constant. I was like, maybe, yeah, improve that timing a little bit. If you have questions, leave them down in the chat. Maybe I want to fix the timing of the camera a little bit. And then maybe go a bit later on that animation. Kind of want to already have dog and then twitch just to add as a detail. Alright, cool. Move to our next shot. So at least something is happening, so we don't just have... because it's gonna look very jarring if it doesn't move at all, I think. But that's just my opinion, you know. That's one frame too many, okay. Oh, so... I want him to be already here. Oh, this pose could be good. I kind of have some neutral face now. Let's set his eyebrows. Now he's kind of not in frame anymore. So what happens here? Here the dog wakes up. See, that timing is still off a bit. Hey Mike, so I would stay motivated in a long project. I usually lose interest if I don't get immediate result. Yeah, that's something especially 3D artists have, because a 3D work, it takes a long time until it looks good. And I think a lot of people also lean towards sculpting, because sculpting gives you a lot of results very quickly. But how to stay motivated? Well, I stream and then I have an audience and then I have to keep on working or that audience leaves. That's my motivation. I'm gonna move the eyes a little bit more towards here. And in the background today, I'm actually watching Star Wars. Not to get too distracted. I like to watch stuff that I've already seen whilst working, because then you kind of know about the audio what's happening, and sometimes you can look over and appreciate the nice visuals. I'm actually watching The Last Jedi, which was kind of critically not that successful. But yeah, it came out on Netflix, so watching that. Just that shot where the cruiser hyperspaces through Snoke's ship. That's badass. Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. Whoops. Oh, gonna rotate the eye target so his eyes are a bit more straight. I'm gonna move that to the beginning of the shot actually. So I have a sneaking thing here, but I think that might be a bit over the top. Might break the style a little bit. So I'm gonna have to find a more subtle way of doing that. Hey Mitchell, yeah, I'm gonna render this in Eevee, so this will be a full Eevee project. Just to show that you can do it in Eevee. I'm kind of a fan of the whole movement that wants to make series, shorts, and movies in real time, or at least like quasi real time. It comes with a lot of downsides, and I don't think the big studios will do this, but for smaller studios it could be a easier way to get some projects off the ground. As long as your shots are beautiful, you don't need like physically correct ray tracing. I think you can cheat a lot of stuff and still make your shots pretty. I mean, just look at how many games look amazing, like in-game, real-time. And yeah, sure, there's a lot more effort there than making a rendered shot look realistic. But on the other hand, I mean, you gain so much time by... I mean, it's the classic artist versus render note discussion. What's more expensive and all that. So I'm thinking here of what exactly needs to happen. I think Oh, we kind of moved it a little bit too far, eh? So the shot is longer here. Yeah, so we need to kind of go back to the dope sheets. To my... So where does the shot in the... So that's this keyframe, okay. Let's go poof. Blippity bloppity poo. And move this over here. Yeah, and now if I scrub through this. Okay, the shot length is still the same. This will be a little bit of a shorter shot. Okay. I think what I want this to end on, because I think the next shot he kind of, because what I don't like about the storyboard is that and why are this timing all off? Let's go here. This should be the new shot, right? Yeah, okay, so that's correct again. Because here the boy kind of just stands there, but I think I kind of like it if he's closer and kind of falls back and then stands up again instead of weirdly talking to the dog. Can you recommend a processor and a video card to work and render in cycles comfortably? And so I don't get old, and preferably budget one. Don't want to spend too much. Ooh, that's a hard one. I think if you just, I mean, what is too much money? I think if you want to render in cycles, you kind of need a heavy machine, especially if you want to do animation. If you're just rendering one frame, just you can kind of use a denoiser and get away with it. But what I would recommend is, like, a lot of people are still on CPU. Rendering, so if you're not a gamer or anything, just focus on the CPU. Get a AMD, get an AMD CPU. They're pretty good nowadays. So I was saying, to which one? I'm not that much of an expert anymore, but you would want to look at like someone in the $400 range, I guess. A bit of a heavier processor. Also, you want to get enough RAM, get enough dedicated RAM. Kind of want to move him close enough that it kind of looks like he's going for the cup. So I'm just now posing the start and end frame of this shot, so then I can look what should happen in between, right? Already seeing here this is quite a jump. So because the last shot was a close-up and we didn't really notice how close he came, we can kind of cheat him a little bit closer. And his head is being cut off here, but I don't think that that's that big of an issue. And I think we kind of want to have in a little bit prepared pose here. Whoops. There we go. Like he's ready to grab the rendering cycles for GTX. Yeah, like I said, like yeah, I think Mike is correct. Oh, if your entire budget is $500 to $700, good luck. But I would render an EV then. Like if you buy a computer for $700, yeah, you can also use a GPU to render. It's pretty good in cycles, but it's not as cost effective as CPU rendering. Just like the amount you need to spend on a GPU versus a CPU and render times you get, because you need a CPU anyway, but you don't need a GPU or a heavy GPU to have a functioning computer. But yeah, if you also game, I would recommend like buying just a heavy GPU and rendering on that. GTX 1080 is pretty good. I'm rendering on a 970, so if you have a 1080, you're pretty good. How many cores, RAM, and video card? I mean, man, just look at what your budget is. I mean, the more numbers, the faster your rendering goes. But I like, it's gonna work on everything. It's just gonna be longer. There's some online test renders on certain hardware you can look up. I think even there is, what's it called, the Cinema 4D render test, but also for cycles they do dedicated tests. Ryzen 5 is pretty good. Yeah, if you have a Ryzen 5 and GTX 1060, then you could already make it work. I would go for the 2080 now, the RTX cards, because they're very, very good for what they cost and stuff. So let's see here how we can. That kind of makes sense. Maybe a little bit closer. No, just a little bit farther. I mean, big animation studios, they render on huge farms, right? So I could recommend you buying a 50K, because I know, like, I follow the Facebook groups as well, and like we always get the question, what computer should you use? What computer are you using? But I think, like, you can use literally anything to do 3D. I mean, especially like, see what you want to do, right? If you want to create characters, you can work on a very, very cheap computer, because just don't make them as super high poly. Don't limit yourself to don't limit yourself because you don't have the hardware, so to speak, to make high-end stuff. You know, you can still make characters low poly, make them very visually appealing, and really show what you can do. The only reason you would need render power, I mean, even animation, you can just render in Eevee or render nice animations. You see a lot of animation portfolios being rendered that way, because whatever, you don't need good rendering or high quality rendering with a lot of samples and cycles to show what you can do. Then lighting and compositing, you can just render one frame. You can just, I think the only division where you need a heavy computer to really work with your skill set, or to is either if you're making entire shorts like me, but even then I don't even have a like a super heavy computer. Not sure if this makes sense. That makes a little bit more sense. Oh, I made one frame too many. One keyframe too many. But it's like, or if you do, if you want to go into special effects like VFX, like explosions and stuff, then you need a heavy computer, because if you start simulating water and explosions and stuff, yeah. But for all the rest, you don't need a heavy computer to. I mean, I've seen beautiful renders or like beautiful models made on basically wooden computers. So I mean, the beauty of Blender is it's very, you can start it up anywhere, like and you can just start modeling or sculpting, even like, because it's very easy to imprison yourself in the belief that I actually want to kind of move this up because it doesn't make a lot of sense that it's this far. This is kind of fast, isn't it? It's easy to say like, I don't have a high-end computer, so I can't make awesome stuff. That's simply not true. Like, just look at like 5 years ago. Hardware was so much more or less what it is now, and we still had like very beautiful games and movies. And like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like, if you would see the hardware Titanic was rendered on, I mean, that rendering would take like 5 seconds now on a desktop PC. It's just like, it was cheated a lot and it was made simple, and yeah, of course you can see it now. But the people who made Titanic, I've had the privilege of working with one of them, one of the VFX artists. He still puts that in his portfolio because why not? I mean, you worked on Titanic, but like, he made the 3D ship and stuff, and it was pretty amazing. And yeah, I'm just reviewing my own animation here. And because like beautiful animation or like anything you want to do in 3D is not dependent, and I really want to get you guys to get that mindset. It's not dependent on how good your hardware is. If you really think your hardware is limiting you, then look closely to what part it is limiting you. And even like renders, if your renders are still noisy, if you want to render in cycles, and you like one frame takes an entire day. I mean, if you have a full-time job or you can leave your computer on at night, just leave it on for a night and render out something, you know. And as long as you have a full HD render, and I think this foot should be flat here. Yeah, it should be fine, right? Yeah, so keep that in mind. Like, I think like if you really have too much noise, then yeah, sure, look for a new computer. If your render times are really like abysmal, but it's always nice to have a faster computer. But yeah, like the question, like the point I was getting to, like we get a like even on the other groups we get a lot of the question like, oh, what hardware do you use or what software do you use? Like it comes down to I've been learning to paint. It's actually going quite well. If you want to see my painting here, pretty proud. Wait, how can I show this here? Oh, there we go. This is one of the paintings I made, digital painting traditionally, and I'm getting there. It's not perfect yet. I'm still working on it, but it's that was one I made yesterday, and I'm really trying to get into digital painting and stuff because I want to make better storyboards that don't have like these kind of faces on them, but because I think that's an important part of being somebody who tells stories. And why did I tell this? I think I forgot my point here. Yeah, I forgot my point here. That's sad. What did I animate here? Oh, yeah, it should be over here. Not sure why I even animated the hand so heavily, because it's just like on the other side of the screen. We can kind of see it. We'll tweak it later. Like simulations, fire, liquid, smoke, interesting. I tried real flow for liquids and fume effects for smoke and fire and was able to produce great results. But in Blender I can't, it crashes. Yeah, Blender, on the visual effects part, I would never recommend Blender. I think there's a lot of people who do some cool stuff in Blender, but if you really like doing visual effects, do pursue that, because the from what I've heard, I talked to somebody who works at Naughty Dog and somebody who works at so Naughty Dog are the guys from Uncharted, and somebody else I talked to, I can't remember where he worked, but they made yeah, doesn't matter. Greetings, Blender user guy from Belgium. Thank you, Scott. But the whole industry is looking for visual effects artists. So that's really, I'm still animating on the wrong frame. The whole industry is looking for visual effects artists. So if you're really interested in that, there are a lot of career opportunities. What I would recommend is you look into Houdini. Get a trial version, get a student version, like become a student somewhere where they teach Houdini. I mean, other software is fine as well, like dedicated software for Maya or something. But if you really like VFX or for gaming, like I don't know what software they use for gaming, but the principles are the same. But then yeah, look into visual. Why is it not on the floor? Oh, he's on the floor. Never mind. It's just a illusion. Yeah, not seeing shadows. I mean, I tried putting shadows on, right? Yeah, but they're not. Okay. Put cavity on. That helps. I think it shows a lot of issues with the face here. Although, pretty fine. Yeah, so become a visual effects artist. In the gaming industry, they're a lot needed, and they're always welcome in the film industry. If you can do effects well, but also like small effects. Like don't only focus on doing the crazy stuff, but look at movies. Look at what they do in visual effects. There's this Corridor Digital is doing this great series reacting to VFX, and you can learn so much from it. Like it's not always digital effects, but it's nice. I think Andrew was in one of those episodes, right? I'm not jealous. It was amazing. I'm trying to figure out a way to make him a little bit more anxious, and maybe his eyebrows are a bit up here. Did I ever give the boy a tongue bone? I don't think I did I? Yeah, I just want to open them off a little bit. And now I see that the jaw wasn't reset, so I'm just gonna go in here and make sure it's in the correct position. So here it's open, yeah, but and here we can open it up a little bit again. She's like carefully approaching. And maybe we'll rotate him. Let's see here. And here we can maybe push him a little bit forward. Just like I think the time is still a bit off. I have to keep in mind that we're on 20 FPS at the moment, so this is gonna move even faster. Doesn't really make much sense to have him leaning back here. You know, a bit investigative like this. Like he's kind of leaning towards the cup a little bit more. Yeah, I think that works. Let's save a new version here. Yep, we probably watch the same guys from YouTube. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in VFX and art, I mean, there's only so much. It's a small world. It's a really small world. Like, if you take 2 steps in it, you kind of meet already a lot of amazing people. And I mean, I think a lot of 3D artists and VFX artists are like they. I don't want to generalize, but a lot of them are in the same kind of hemisphere of interests. So you kind of meet them all in the same bars or in the same restaurants, and you have these amazing conventions and these amazing places to meet other people. And I mean, you get to meet so many great people. I was even on a train and I met some guy. Maybe tiptoe a little bit. That might be a little bit too much. Oops. On my channel I have created a Thanos portal in Blender, purely Blender, no After Effects or anything. Well, I mean, everything is, I mean, in principle you're rendering pixels on the screen, so anything is possible in Blender, right? Let's go to this next shot. This is kind of a long shot for this set reaction shot, so I might just, I think I might do here is I'm gonna just move the camera here and cut in this shot a little bit, just because. Let's start here again. I'm taking a little bit of my time on this shot, but I think the pacing on this shot is kind of important. So we kind of have the time to adjust to what's going on here. Okay. If I wanted to meet people, I wouldn't start this 3D thing. Well, why would someone? I didn't make smoke in Blender. Cold air smoke. Oh well, do subscribe to the channel for that, because I might have an answer for you for that. I think tomorrow or maybe next weekend. Because I'm working on something else. Because it's Spooktober, and I've seen that a lot of people are actually like watching the Jack-o'-lantern tutorial, and I was like, huh, why not make another Halloween themed tutorial? So I'm working on that. It should be pretty cool and fun. But I'm kind of still working out some kinks of what I really want to show. So it doesn't get too distracted from 20, yeah, 420. So now we have this shot where the dog can react. I hope that this still comes over as a POV shot. then okay, the boy is a little bit in the way here. Just kind of just moving away. This is still camera 14, right? I might animate it. So I might move the camera a little bit. So here, camera 14, we'll say location and rotation. Scaling doesn't matter. Oh wait, but it's already animated, right? Okay, so no, I'm gonna delete this keyframe. So it's moving from here to here. And then let's just animate it here. And at the start of this frame, let's put another keyframe where I'm gonna be a little bit more over here. I might even move the dog for this one. And then we're gonna see if this still makes sense, right? We're gonna be a little bit more straightforward here. Let's see how this looks rendered. Do I not have ambient occlusion on? Okay, there we go. Okay. So I can kind of see when they're on the floor. I think it might be a little bit too curled up in this shot. And this is an issue. You can kind of fix it by moving a little bit more, oh god, outward. I think it's fine. Maybe we have some issues here, but let me see. Yeah. I still have to turn off the subdivision for the floor here, because the subdivision is fine. You never really see any pointy stuff, but the subdivision lowers it a bit. Hey Faraway, love your work. Thanks, man. Shift A, quick effects, smoke ready. Yeah, basically, I don't know, is that still there? Can you still do that? It wasn't amazing. Add. I don't think you can do that anymore. Where is that now? In the preferences somewhere. Effects. Effect. No. Smoke. No. No, I don't think they it's here anymore. Is there still a smoke like, can you still simulate smoke in 2.8? Quick effects. Oh no, it's still here. Yeah. Let me save first. So objects can go here to quick effects, to object, quick effects, smoke. Oh yeah, you have to put this on a where's my cube? Oh, object, quick effects, quick smoke. Now you have smoke. I think if I increase, yeah, you basically have to put a lot of physics in here. I think it's because my gravity is off. Yeah. Hey String Fairy, how you doing? So many. Hey Mike, be nice. I'm not gonna show how to do the smoke here, but you can ask. It's okay. I think like I'm gonna put the tail a little bit more down. Yeah, so everything kind of makes sense. So Star Wars ended. Let me see if I can start another movie here. So, oh, we already talked about the Joker, haven't we? Yeah. Sure, let's watch Batman Begins. Who cares? Procedural guru here. Yeah, I'm not gonna call myself that. Andrew might sue me. Not that he would be doing that, but so here I kind of want to do a quick reaction, so I'm just gonna move up like 10 frames. I'm just gonna move. Like, can't I? It's so sad that the texture doesn't work on the dog. I'm wondering why. Can I see his shading? It's kind of like this, but whoa. Okay, Node Wrangler just crashed. Did I just break this? I think I did. Oh yeah, something broke here. Whoops. I'll make a proxy of the shader. No. What's happening here? Because I think it's a good thing to report to the Node Wrangler bugs. How to fix this? How long has it been since I saved? Yeah, I can just... Can't see that, eh? Okay, let me just open up a window here. Just gonna check if I am... Animation project, layout. 2 minutes of work. I was just gonna open it up, discard changes, just to be sure, because I think I just made a boo-boo. Everything is still here. Okay, so what I wanted to do here, just weird that it doesn't pick up on the texture, right? It's just in the base color. No, doesn't matter. But let's go to textured view because yeah, let's see what we can do here. So just really quickly gonna hide this pause here. Why is pause in the same group as his face? So they should be in group 3, right? Yeah. So let's just move this to group 3. Yeah, good. Now can turn them off, see how things a bit clear. So first I wanna like that something's wrong. Where's his ears? Yeah, there we go. So I'm just gonna cramp everything a little bit together. Maybe cramp his nose a bit. And then open up his eyes here. Okay, and then I need to find his eye target, which is over here. Have him look at the boy. Like, I kind of want to have him look straight to the camera. Maybe. Alright, so more straight on look. And maybe open his jaw already, open a little bit. Come So I'm already. Oh, kind of close his eyes here. Okay. Oh, something here is not let's go back to our graph editor, select all our cut constant. Kind of already want to prepare his paw for coming up. Oh man, animating dogs is hard. Let's see this in real time. Yeah, it's kind of fast. So maybe do something with his tail, right? So this frame. Have him rise up. So this looks. Maybe the anger is a little less extreme here. Maybe his ears as well. They kind of contract here, but then, like, he is alarmed, so the ears should go a little bit more up here. Yeah. I just wonder if it doesn't really matter. Have them go up. I like that delectable frame. Let's take the chat. How many cameras have you placed in the scene? Let me see. 20. But I reuse some of them. Oh, String Fairy, it's a really nice compliment, thanks. Oh, you mean String Fairy being the procedural guru? Yeah. String Fairy has some great tutorials. Start moment short because it's the best compliment I can get is you guys starting your own stuff because of this series. All right, so respond to some messages here. This can work as kind of a secondary. All right. So this is gonna be, it's gonna be a bit harder. We're gonna start here, and go to 70. We're almost there. I think we have to animate until even here, so just over halfway. What do I think about DAS to your iClone? That I don't know enough about either of those programs to really form an opinion on those. Kind of want to kind of tempted to reset a little bones here because so that we kind of get our default position back. But I don't want to do this for all bones because I don't want to rotate key every bone if not necessary. Because I want to keep the expression. I see that the neck is kind of like alright, let's go in frame here. Kind of lean down here, looking up. Make sure to pause on the floor. Animate these bones so they're in the correct position. I am very confused to set up the cameras in the scene. Yeah, I could maybe do that. That'd be interesting. But I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You just set up your when you make a new camera. You just make a new marker in your timeline by pressing marker, add marker, just pressing M. And then you can, in that marker, you can bind the camera, the selected camera in your scene to the marker, and then it will switch to that active camera there. I mean, that's about it. And then you make a new camera. You can just press Shift A, make a new camera, and then you make a new marker, bind that to that camera. There's not much to it. It would be like, yeah, I can make a 1-minute video explaining that, but yeah, if you're struggling with how to set up cameras, I would even like just go watch some real life, some tutorials about real life framing, just framing your shot. Like if you YouTube search framing your shot, you already get a lot of tutorials about how to do that. That can be really helpful. Eye target should be kind of up here. I think I did parent the eye target here, so you can see it's already bothering me. I'm just gonna cheat the boy a little bit as well to be a little bit more closer. All right, so go to the camera and try. Yeah, basically. Like, I mean, the basic tip I can give you is that in your camera settings, if you select the current camera, can I not select my camera? Hello? Oh yeah, I'm still in post mode. Keep your focal length between 30 and 120 millimeters. If you want more cinematic shots, go out and zoom in. It'll make some shots look nicer, depending on the style you want to do your animation in. I think a lot of movies look like they do because they use shots with 200 millimeter. Let's see here. I'm thinking. So let me just go to the last frame of the shot. Yeah. Maybe on the end I want him back on his knees, because it's kind of the easiest. Where's my knee target? Okay. And maybe already a little bit more relaxed. So that'll just be the transition. Oops, this was the wrong bone there. Let me try put on my screencast keys here, so you can see what I'm doing. Looking at the dog, obviously. Then I want to do the cinematic cheat here, that they're both like kind of facing the camera, but also kind of facing each other. So I might move the eyes a little bit more up here, and then I might move the dog a little bit more here. Yeah. There we go. Oops. There we go. And halfway, I'm just gonna put him in that pose here. but when he's first scared, so a bit more like. I don't want to make him jump out of frame, but okay. Also, let me do the logical thing again here. Kinda. This needs to happen faster, right? That's like, oh. I want to keep the balance here, so. Sorry that I'm being so silent, but kind of focusing on the animation here. Can always be talking. So it's going into the right direction. Like he's kind of slipping his foot here backwards. So here I want to move all these keys up here. The dog's animation is going to be here, and he's going to move closer again. Yeah, so that works. So then the dog, I'm going to save again, and do another incremental save. Okay, so let's see here. What do we do? Dog. How do we convey that he's cold? So the moment the boy moves here, like, let's give the dog an expression of pain. So move him down a little bit. Move his neck down. Still kind of facing the boy, I guess, but kind of close his eyes again. Technically don't have to close the other eyes because you don't see those. Just gonna put a rendered view so we see it a little bit better. But just to be a little bit consistent, right? Nose was still up. Okay, that's it. Maybe I'm gonna lift up his paw. Does this rig not have preserve volume? Yeah, it's on. Wait. And I wish that the bones are a bit different. But I think it starts to convey the message that I want. Right. Try some funky stuff. Whoops. It's making kind of sad. It's a sad doggo. So I'm also not look at our character here. I'm gonna look down. That's how it's a little bit close maybe. I'm gonna face the camera a little bit. When did you look up? Let's see what happens here. Yeah, it was a little bit too quick. It's the same frame, so do that. Let me look at this for a second. I wanna look a little bit more worried. this shot might be a bit too short to convey that what's happening. So let's move everything up again. Let's say by a second or something. Yeah. So I just have a second's reaction to that dog's pose. Yeah, that works better. Maybe this should also be a little bit later, because it looks like a reaction to the boy's movement now. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next shot here. Let's also go to our dope editor. And let's move our keyframes of our shots here. I wish there was some kind of work method for this. Okay, here we go. Hi. Hey Michael, how you doing? Man, so many likes already. So now we have the shot where the kid takes off his okay, so just gonna move him in frame. Kind of relaxed now. So shoulders down. Gonna open this mouth because it's kind of maybe being a little bit too sassy. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Also, let's move to that shot. Poof. 2760. Looking back at the dog here. And kind of neutralizing his look, because he's now determined to what he wants to do. Kind of and then so for that keyframe, we want to move Yeah, maybe I already want to create a shape key. Sleeves up to kind of, it might not be the final shape key, but it's gonna help me animate this a little bit. Of course, this stays a little bit a pain in the butt to animate. Okay. There we go. So I think now if I animate this down, it's just gonna, oh no, it stays relative to the bone position. That's nice. Did not expect that. So for the same shape key, I'm just gonna move these ones up. I could use a, yeah, let's do that. It's gonna be a bit easier. So sleeves up dash R. I'm just gonna new shape from mix, disable this one, enable this one, and then just mirror shape key. Cool. And both. Boom. So I'm gonna animate it real quick because I'm gonna forget it otherwise. So I'm just gonna put these on 0 here. That's the last shot with him with the jacket. So. My drinks are empty. I don't have any more drinks. Let me get some drinks. All right. So we want to put the hands in a way that it is clear that he's taking his jacket off, right? So, by the way, I'm on the wrong keyframe again. This arm might move a little bit forward. It's gonna be a little bit more. No. If I take off my jacket, yeah, like this. I'm just gonna wrap the. Oh, that issue's still not fixed, eh? Where did those bones go? Why are they here? So I need to rotate it a little bit. There we go. And as a starting point, I am gonna copy this video over to the other side. And then it's just some tweaking to, I mean, it's a good starting point to get. And then in the shot, it doesn't have to be super clear what he's doing. Like he's just, it's clear that he's grabbing his, yeah, so that's good. Yeah. So he grabs his jacket, and then it's like, in the next shot you see him, it's actually the dog reacting, right? Yeah, he's already kind of in a good position, so. now. Let's see the new version here. Might be overdoing the incremental save on this one. I think the thing I'm just gonna do is I kind of wanted this to be a shadow, right? So it's just gonna look up like this puppy eyes, and maybe to overdo the dog thing here, and we'll do it like this. Yeah, and then he reacts to the shadow. All right. Do we already want to bring that in? Because that's gonna be a little bit of a hassle, I think. Might be. Because we really haven't modeled them, right? Let's do that. So from here on, this one is going to be gone. So I'm just going to remove it in this shot already. So I'm going to say, I'm going to give it a scaling key, and the next shot I'm going to scale it to 0. All right. So this is the shot where the dog reacts. It's okay. So we move to the next shot. 1790. Whoops. 1790. This is kind of a long shot. 1911. Save this first. Let's think about this. So what I'm going to do is file append another of those jackets. So I'm going to just make another version of this. So I'm going to go to the file boy, objects, and have the raincoat default come in. That's not raincoat default. File, append. Raincoat. Did I not name that one? Let's see here. Let's think about this. Where is that other raincoat? Let me just open up a new version of Blender. Not a new version, a new iteration of Blender. Let me open up 2.83. So file open. Let's go to our final boy here. The BR back is still on there. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Oh, it's compiling the shaders. Let's hold on for a second. Okay. And let's delete that. We are back. Okay. So, do I not have the raincoat in here? Only the one? Whoops. Okay, so I need to append here one from the older versions then. Object, raincoat default. Okay, file append. I made this pretty early on, right? Object, raincoat detail. No, that's the other object. How did this disappear? I'm gonna open these files. Boiler find 01. It's the older version here. Let's unhide everything. It's not here. The raincoat makes him look like, hey Amar. He does look like a wizard. Maybe he is. Did I made a version of that raincoat with a hood up, right? This is why you do iterative shading. Here I didn't even add the raincoat. So it has to be in the shading, right? Is this just gone? Only thing is missing the hat that Mickey wore. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna use the other one. So file. That doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna add another raincoat here. But this one, I am gonna disable the I'm just gonna disable the modifier here. Yeah. And we want to put, let me reinterpret that. Come on, what W set origin to center of mass here. Make our life a little bit easier. We could do the easy thing here. Can we do this with physics? Let's try that. So I'm just gonna make a cylinder approximately, where is it? Approximately the size of the dock. There we go. The character. Oh yeah, now because I mean it's from the previous shot where he grabs his coat, right? Don't pay attention to that now. From this I'm just gonna remove the detail because this is gonna cause problems, and it's a small detail that doesn't have to be here now. It's not gonna be noticeable, I think. I hope. Except for you guys, don't tell anybody. Yeah, we don't want to do shrink wrap. I'm gonna add physics to this. Cloth. Okay, that made the object disappear. That's nice. Oh, because we're already on this frame. Can I say... Okay, let's move to frame 1 then for a second. So 1 to 50, okay. Let's start playing. Okay, so yeah, he's already falling, so that's nice. And this we want to be a rigid body, passive. And that should just... Nope! Okay, so... I'll be still simulating, okay. So, passive, source, cylinder, because it's a cylinder, I mean. Spooky. I've been lurking. Aw, you guys. Hey, Michael. I already said hi, didn't I? One of your messages got retracted. What did you say? So, okay, can anybody explain to me how I make this animated? No, that's how I made it. How I make this collide rigid body constraint? Do I have to add a constraint to this? No. How do I make this collide now? It's pretty easy, but not disable collision. No, that's not it. Generic. No, that's not it. I don't think it's the constraint. So I'm just going to delete it with the cloth. Collision quality 2, collision collection. I don't need to. Because if I had a force field, that will work, right? If we just add a vortex. Oh. What is going on here? I'm moving the leaves. That's interesting. That it doesn't affect cloth. Collision. I'm not a pro. Okay, thanks. Shape. Bending mode. Angular. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And I just want it to have a starting point. Okay. Banner 2.8 cloth simulation. Okay. Just gonna watch someone else's video. I'm just gonna watch a short video on this. The cylinder should be a rigid. It is. It's a rigid body. It shouldn't be acting because. Reference a cylinder or ball as a rigid body. We mean reference. Yeah. Oh, I need to add a collision, not a rigid body. Okay. Oh wow. That's, oh boy. No, we don't want to. Oh boy, did I just oh, I guess I kind of want to not have the cloth. I want it over desolidify. Yeah. It's already gonna speed things up, so we have the thing we need. Let's say quality is 5, that's fine. Collision tree. I just want a good starting point from where we can, there we go. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Okay, let's, no, let's not do this. Yeah, no, it's, we got it working, but I think by the time we set this up correctly, we've just, okay, so let's move back to the shot where we were. I'm just gonna delete the keyframes here. It's this shot. 1790 to 1912. And one frame off. And let's just, we're also going to scale it down a bit, or maybe not. Maybe just a little bit. And I'm going to just add a shape key here. We're going to call this cuddle. We're just going to start. This is the way the animation works. We can just cheat it a little bit, right? Just go here, here. I'm just gonna separate these two so I see what I'm doing. I might go into sculpt mode for this. Now we just do, gonna enable this sculpt mode. I'm just gonna smooth this out. Also, I'm gonna delete those pockets because they're just gonna be a bit too hard. Define cloth patterns from real life, sewing and taping solution, and bake mesh cache. This is work for me. I want pancakes. Oh man, don't talk about pancakes. No, I want pancakes. I don't have eggs. I can't bake pancakes. Darn it. Oh, I make the best pancakes though. Okay, so let me see this from frame. This might work a little bit better if it was hanging until here. Yeah, hanging maybe a little bit lower. The hood was down. I mean, it's more about presentation and realism anyway. We're gonna move him real close here. Where's my, oh. And then we can see in a second if this makes sense. If we convey the message correctly, right? Just this needs a little bit more apart. There we go. Not that far. And move them up a little bit. Yeah, sure. Oh god, it's just confusing. Let's go back to on open right to the boy. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, let's go into edit mode. But I made a proxy, so then I won't update either way, right? I think the problem is that this bone is parented to the forearm. White should be to the finger, actually. Yeah, let's see what's going on now. Maybe you can just parent them to the head. I still do this here. No. Oh wait, that should work, right? Because it's a proxy. So if I go into edit mode, parent these two to the hand, so the forearm. And here it should. No, it's already done it. Okay. Save it. This is going to be still a bit weird when I do this. Yeah, that is this is properly. Where are my finger bones? There we go. So we want both of these. So let's make sure that I only selected these two. Parented to this bone, right? That makes sense. And keep the offset. Okay, cool. So now, if I move this, yeah, it moves like the rest of them. Kind of moves with a delay for some reason. Oh wait, but this one should just be to the hand. Yeah. Otherwise it doesn't make sense. Yeah, okay. There we go. Cool. So if I save this now, and I save this one, and I reopen it, that's my evil trick. My evil trick to do what? Make me hungry? I do make the best pancakes. So it's now fixed. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Look for the eye target here. And he's kind of have a smile on his face. Kind of bothered by the fact that there's a small opening still here, but it's fine. I think with the ambient occlusion doesn't really. Yeah, that's an issue. Let's Let's just work around that issue, shall we? Let's not make it too much. A bit of a caring look on his face. Let's cheer a little bit too. Oh. Oh, looks good. Maybe this one on the floor. Oh yeah, I still have the issue here that the this was not put on generated. Okay, there, that's better. The camera zooms here a little bit. Okay, so this kind of looks good, right? So maybe a little bit faster here. Just gonna keep in mind that we're on 20 FPS. And I think the boy is fine for this shot. It's gonna help the dog put down, and the dog is gonna curl up, as we see in the storyboards. Alright. So the way we're gonna do this is I am gonna parent this jacket to the bone of the dog here, so that didn't work. It's parent to bone, yeah. So yeah. just gonna, on the frame that he looks back, also animate the dog. He's kind of looking at the and he's like, "Ooh, what is this?" I'll make sure that we don't have any clipping here. That'll do. I'm gonna move one of the eyes so it's in a little bit better position. I'm gonna make sure its position is reset here because it wasn't keyed before. There we go. Sometimes you kind of want to fake it because you can only move your eyes so much, and if you're actually looking to the side, I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's some biology behind it, but looks better on screen. So now I just want to rotate the entire dog. What we're gonna do with this is just we're gonna add another shape key called Cuddle 2. Doesn't really matter. We're just gonna work on the first. I'm gonna enable this so we work on the first. We're just gonna layer them on top of each other, so we don't have to do too much work. So I'm like, I might do one in between because now we're just gonna just so we're clear that we're rotating. And here, this is not an oil, well, it doesn't really matter. And we can just lay them down. I guess his ears can be down again, so let's just copy from here. And let's just add a cuddle tree. Let's animate this. Just gonna line these up. And put it on 0. Yeah. So in here we can really snuggle this up. Kind of deforming it a lot here, but I guess we can kind of get away with it if we're careful. Most important part is that we convey what's happening without it looking too jarring, or it's the most important part, I think. Let's go to object mode. Let's hide the tail here. Oh, I forgot about it. So I'm watching Batman Begins. There's a little Joffrey Baratheon there. Oh, just saw him on screen and it's like, wow, there's... Gotta love Netflix and Animate. So, okay. Does this look somewhat okay-ish? Let's go real time. So yeah, okay, we kind of have to, in our graph editor, put everything on constant, and then that will. Let's have an in-between here, where, move everything here. I want to copy the rotation already, but that is already kind of looking down. And he already has sleepy eyes. His eyes, where's our eyes? There. And then he already kind of looks happy. That's like... Okay. I want to put the sleeve on the floor. There's some intersections here we kind of want to fix. This is kind of like ad hoc solution here. Okay, I got it now. Maybe too late. The object needed a collision. Yeah, that's what I did. The object needed a cloth. Yeah, the baking. I mean, by the time we got the settings so correctly that correctly enough that we can. Okay, have fun. I don't know why. The boy is still looking at the dog here. And here it should look down, right? So a bit of cheating. There we go. And in real time, this looks like. Do remind me that we will not do any cloth related simulations again. I'm gonna animate his head a little bit, and otherwise it's just gonna be a little bit weird. We have the same camera here as camera 15. So what I'm gonna do, just to keep a little bit consistency, is I'm gonna copy the pose here. No, wait, I'm gonna copy the keyframes here because I don't wanna jar up all the bones and just paste them here. Okay, why don't we have the same shot? Oh boy, what's happening? Let's get his facial expression from here. I'm just gonna get all his face points here, and this orientation. Copy the pose, paste the pose here. Of course, fake the position a little bit. Let's see how this looks in. It's pretty good. It's proceduralized. If you want to create proceduralized like this, check the channel out. I made a better version on the channel actually. He's really relaxed now, so his shoulders are way down. Oops. Okay. Like saturate where the cup is, but that will help us a little bit. If you watch this real time, it's gonna be like, yeah, so his eyebrow rises up a little bit here. I think it might be more. It's kind of a fun little detail. I'm gonna grab some cranberries. I'm a bit hungry. A small snack, a healthy snack. Just gonna eat a couple of cranberries. Oh. There we go. Next should just be the cup. We're just gonna frame the cup a little bit better. As long as it's more or less consistent, it's okay. So we can kind of see the raincoat here. That's fine. Can maybe even frame this a little. That's fine. It's fine. Oh no. This is a very short shot. I'm just gonna see the hand coming in. So we're just gonna move. I'm already gonna move him in position, just so we don't get any popping of reflections or shadows here. And we're just gonna move the hand. Correct position. Kind of want the hands to be closer. And it should come more from the side. It doesn't matter where he stands here. It's just that the fact that I could move him in once his hand moves in. But the reflections or the shadows might pop in then, and that might look a little bit weird. And then that's an animation issue we have to fix, and in lighting, and we can already avoid this. So of course you kind of want to make this sense, so I'm just gonna so that he kind of grabs the cup instead of, oh boy, what is going on here? What is going on here, governor? That is an issue. Okay, let's go really quickly to our there's no issue with the weight painting. The thumb somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There we go. X mirror is on. That's good. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna come back here and hope. I'm gonna save this and a file. Open recent. Open the same file. And hope this issue is fixed. There we go. Beautiful. And then the only thing I want to do here is once the hand moves in, have a key here for the rotation and just rotate this away. There we go. And maybe we can even put it in between. Alright, that looks good. Also, you need coffee. Don't help my coffee addiction. Okay. We're back to camera 15. So I'm just gonna select all the keyframes here and paste them. Whoops. No, I want to paste the keyframes. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna start on this frame. Let's now we kind of want to make this work, which I hope it does. Yeah, it's gonna work. A little bit more this way. There we go. I think the shoulders are a bit too slouched, yeah. For a coffee cup here. What's happening? I'll put this on constant as well. Cup moose. Okay, and now I'm kind of confused as to what I did here. I want all these keyframes to be down here. Yeah. So now I can put a constraint in here. No, I cannot. There's a pose mode. Okay. And you copy transforms of the proxy of the rig boy and the hand. Okay. And then local space to local space. There we go. So if I move the hand now, it's gonna also, oh, wait, no, we want to go from pose space to pose space. Now, this should normally, no. Normally you just have to parent it, which you can't parent it with a oh no, you can. Cool. Child off. Hand. There we go. We don't want to scale. We don't want a rotation, just location. Just want to reset the scale here. Hello. Yeah, okay. I'll place it in the correct position, and now normally if we move this, it should be tracked too, and the rest we do with the I mean, okay, let's move this a little bit down. There we go. Let's disable our backbones here. Okay, looks good. I want to rotate this so that the thing is not in the way. And we can just tweak our fingers. So that they grasp the cup pretty nicely. There we go. And of course, we want to animate the influence of that so that the previous shot, it's not tracked. So it's still in its position, as you can see here. It's just tiny because we counter animated the. So we also want to here want to set a scaling keyframe, and here we want to reset the scaling. Let's set a keyframe here, yeah. And that looks to work nicely. Okay, cool. Another tip. Oh. So of course, I forgot to put in a pose. So we're just gonna I'm just gonna move the keyframes of the arm and the head and the eye target. Yeah, so now it looks like he's grabbing it. Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and he doesn't wait long until he gulps it down, of course. I'm not sure if that parenting was such a good idea, actually. It's gonna delete it. Okay, let's do it manually. So now we can just already place the cup where we want it. That's really I'm gonna rotate the hand instead of the forearm here. Oof. Is that in frame? Oh boy. Oh yeah, maybe I want to just move the shoulders up. That's gonna be better. That's gonna, yeah, that's gonna look way better. Oh boy, what happened here? Okay, cool. That might be a bit quick. Yeah, that's better. So I want to do this frame 2039. Let's remember that. This goes 23.9, and this frame goes here. 20 drinks. Okay, and what I want to simply do is copy the positions of the bones. So copy and paste. And just okay, now I kind of want to pose him here. He's really enjoying that water. So let's now remove the cup. So he just drops it to the floor, right? Oh wait, why is the bone here? What is that? Hello? What just happened? What is this bone? Hello? Oh man. No. Okay, let's try to do this without the deformation here. Oops. What's happening here? Oh, that's weird. Why does that happen? Okay. What? Oh, so it's just refreshing because that is weird. I don't know who to be scared about. You don't have to be scared about anybody. Why are you scared? Poor pigs. Don't be scared. We're here for you. So let me just go into random feed to yeah, let's give him a little bit interesting. So now we have grabs cup, drinks. Okay, we kind of misplaced some keyframes here. So a couple of weird things happening here. Wow, we even have slower animation now, so let me just hide this set for a second. Maybe that'll. Yeah, now we have real time. Cool. Should have done it sooner. Cool. Maybe not even. It's not real time. Okay. To borrow Michael Abibi. Michael Abibi? What is going on in the chat? That's fine. Let's not be too judgmental. I'll go back to camera 2. Smokes. We're almost there. Only have to get until. Look at how many keyframes you already set. Look at all those keyframes, and this is just blocking. Yeah, I kind of put in the storyboard that he puts the cup with him, but I guess we can just leave the cup here. People see it and be like, oh, okay, there's the cup. Let's just place it somewhere logical. There we go. I love this show. I love you guys too. How can I not love you? Alright, so now, no. put him over here. Let's rotate him a bit. Just to make our job a little bit easier. So we have him standing up here. Let's see, there's gonna be a little bit of a have him like lean on his knee. Let's see here. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, at this stage there's not much to sorry if I'm being so silent, but at this stage there's not much to explain. It's just like doing the same thing. Let's kinda reset this expression here. Here, I'm gonna move him, move this. Let's rotate it a little bit more. Let's be a little bit more consistent of how where we place things. Just gonna. The feet are correct now. Whoops. So these kind of I just wanna kind of reset his position. So this hand's gonna swing back here, and this one is gonna go a little bit more forward. I just kind of want to make this a little bit more relaxed. Although let's reset. Is that a tiger, a pregnant mother, and a girl? Go like poof. Whoops. Whoops. Do, 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 do. Just gonna copy pose here. Or we could actually just, it's gonna be better. Copy it here, and here we can just let's see where he has to end up. It's a little bit of a jump. But not impossible. Well, let me think about this. Let me already put the end pose here. so I know what's going on. Let me just copy this from another where he's sitting down. I have to delete the code still. Okay, so let's just copy this one. So we can have a parallel going on. So copy the pose. And here. Yeah. I'm going to hide our creases here a bit. And he kind of grabs onto his own knees. There we go. Now let's see here. So we again don't want the that doesn't do. Oh, it's getting fresh. Winter is coming. This might be a bit fast. What's the next shot? Oh, it's the dog. Yeah, okay. So one more thing I will fix here is that before the dog gets the code, so in this shot he gets the code. In this shot, I mean. just gonna go here. Let's scale it down to 0. Cool. Or you can just move it down. All right. All right. Let us watch this, shall we? Without the leaves, so things go pretty quickly. All right, you ready? Let's already review this. Here you go. Okay. Oh. Oh yeah, it's because the leaves are missing. Okay, never mind. So that's fine. Wow, really getting there, huh? We might do some in-betweens here. Just to sell it a bit better. But alright, that already looks pretty amazing. So, alright, I think that's it for this stream. So let me just really quickly poof. So, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream. This was part 21. And next time we'll be getting close to finishing off the layout, and then we'll go over to doing some more in-betweens, cleaning up, because we're gonna keep this style of animation, because it's a bit too, it's gonna take way too much time to smooth animate this. But we're gonna tackle animation at some point. And then we can move on to lighting and all that good stuff. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank my Patreons, and especially I want to thank Taylor Brown this week. Thanks for supporting. If you want to join the Patreon and want to keep this dream alive, you can join on patreon.com/bandite. There are some interesting tiers in there. So do check that out if you can, or if you want. Or do follow me on Twitter at Gentingent if you want to ask me something or are interested in some specific parts of the stream. You can also leave a comment down below. I usually answer. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. Like and subscribe, and click the bell button if you want to get notified on when I'm streaming. Usually I'm streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 p.m. GMT +2, so that's Brussels time, Belgium time, if you want to look that up. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and see you next time.